Welcome to New Possibilities. I speak truth to power without fear. So, as you all know, I'm on TikTok. If you're on TikTok, I encourage you to follow me on TikTok at New Possibility Blog. But I was on TikTok and I came across this video that's gone viral and everybody's been talking about it. I will post a link to the video in the description to this video and also in the comments. But this video that I'm referencing is a video of a black woman and a black man. The black man is there to drop off food for his child, but this woman proceeds to get upset with this brother because he didn't bring food for the other children. Now, he has one child with this woman, but she has 3 other children by other men. And she proceeds to get upset with this brother because she's like, why didn't you bring food for my other kids? And this video has gone viral, and she did another video where she basically tried to explain herself. I will post that video in the description box so that you can watch it for yourself. But I wanted to take time to unpack my thoughts about this particular issue because I do think it touches on issues that are relevant to the black community. The first thing I'll say is this. Obviously, it would have been better. It would have been more dignified for that brother to simply take his own child out to eat, feed the child while he's out with his child, and bring the child back home to his mother. That way, you could avoid a situation where there's any kind of animosity or jealousy between siblings. That would have been in the best interest. And also you avoid the situation where these kids feel some kind of way towards you and feel some kind of bad feelings about the experience. So that would have been the best case scenario. But this brother has no legal or moral obligation to provide for children that aren't his children, especially given the fact that he's not even in a relationship with this woman. This woman is not his wife. Those are not his stepchildren. So this brother has no obligation to take care of these kids. And the fact that this woman would actually fix her mouth to complain about this brother not providing for those other men's children shows you just how delusional some women are. It shows you just how entitled some women are. It shows you just how absolutely ridiculous some women are. Instead of asking that brother to take care of those kids, those other men's children, she needs to be reaching out to those other men and demanding that they provide for their own children. Instead of expecting this guy to be some kind of lame simp that's providing for some kids that ain't even his. The other thing is this. Instead of like relying on the state to take care of your children, to be the daddy of your children, you should be reaching out to those fathers. And you should be reaching out to your own self and doing for yourself and getting a job and taking care of your kids. That's something that's just a fact. And I understand that there are situations where people don't have income because they lost their job and stuff like that. I'm not talking about that situation. There are some people that are just trifling, that don't want to do for self, don't want to hold themselves accountable for anything. And unfortunately, you have people that make excuses for this bad behavior. This woman needs to hold herself accountable, first of all. Nobody forced this woman to have all of these children by all of these men. Nobody forced her into that situation. She has like 4 kids, and I would not be surprised if those kids didn't have 4 different fathers. And this brings me to another point. I think it's a bad idea for a man to be in a relationship with a woman that has multiple children by multiple baby fathers, especially if these children are young. And I'm going to explain why. First of all, a lot of these women that had these young children by these different men and all that kind of stuff, a lot of times they have unfinished business with these men. They're still fooling around with these men. They're still having sex with these guys off and on and all that kind of stuff. And even in that particular video, she talked about how this guy would have sex with her every now and then. And that brings me to another point. This guy is not even in a relationship with this woman. This guy is not even married to this woman. This guy is not even dating this woman, but yet and still this woman has the nerve to expect this man to provide for her children. But the point is, in these situations, a lot of these women have unfinished business with these quote unquote exes that they still have to fraternize with and talk to in order to deal with issues with their children. They still have unfinished business with these guys. They're still fooling around with these guys. So here you are coming into a situation where these guys have already left their imprint on this woman. She already has these soul ties with these other men. And a lot of times she's still messing around with these other men. Why put yourself in that predicament? And why put yourself in a situation where you end up developing these bonds with children? You develop the bonds with them because you're doing things with not only the woman, but you're hanging out with the children, getting to know the children, getting attached to the children. And the children are attached to you. They are emotionally invested and they are emotionally attached to you. And a woman that's been through all these men and these relationships, more likely than not, it's not going to work out with you and her. She's going to end up breaking up with you. And then not only are you breaking up with that woman, you're breaking up with those children. So not only do you have the pain from losing the woman that you were infatuated with or in love with, but you also have the pain of losing those children that you were attached to emotionally. And they lose you too, and they suffer as well. So you don't want to find yourself in that situation. It's probably better to be with women, if you're going to be with women that have children, that they're adult children or children that have already, that are teenagers and on their way to adulthood. So you're not impacting their life during their formative years. So that's one thing to take into consideration. The other thing to consider is this, the fact that, these women that have all these multiple guys are probably, promiscuous, probably loose women and stuff like that, probably women that are not loyal in the real sense of the word. And I'm not saying that that's the case with all. Of course, there's some good women that may just happen to have more than one baby father and stuff like that. But I'm just saying, a lot of times that is not the case. A lot of times these are very promiscuous women, and why it doesn't even make sense to wife somebody that's very promiscuous, that's not going to be loyal to you, not going to be dedicated to you. So that's, one thing to take into consideration. The other thing is this, you don't want to find yourself being, I'm going to try to chill from using bad language, but you don't want to find yourself being a lame simp that's taking care of some other men's children. And that's what unfortunately, that's what happens a lot of times. These women, after they've been ran through by all these bad boys and thugs and Pookie and Ray Ray and his whole crew, they want to come to you after they've been ran through and they washed up and all that kind of stuff. They want to settle for you and have you taking care of their kids. And all I'm saying is don't do it. Just build your own family instead of going into something that's already built up and this already has all this baggage along with it. But anyway.